My parents ignored my medical debt while funding my sister's failed ventures. Now they want me to give $25,000 for her wedding. I cut them off for good. I'm 32. 3 years ago, I had emergency gallbladder surgery. What should have been a routine procedure turned into a nightmare when I developed an infection. Complications meant a week in the hospital, 2 additional procedures, and $22,000 in medical bills after insurance. My high deductible plan seemed like a smart choice when I was healthy. Not so much when you're fighting sepsis. I called my parents from my hospital bed on day 4. I was still hooked up to IVs, barely able to sit up without pain shooting through my abdomen. I asked for help. Maybe just a loan I could pay back over time. Anything to avoid wiping out my entire emergency fund, and then some. Dad's response came after a long pause. "You've got a good salary, figure it out." Mom chimed in that I should have read my insurance policy more carefully before choosing the cheapest option. Then she mentioned they had to go because they were helping Vanessa move some furniture for her new apartment. They visited once, stayed 40 minutes, left before the doctor made rounds. I paid $640 a month for 3 years. Every single payment felt like a reminder that I was completely on my own. I canceled my gym membership, started meal prepping every Sunday to save money, drove my dying Corolla an extra 2 years, listening to it make sounds no car should make, skipped my best friend's bachelor party in Austin because I couldn't afford the $400 flight, watched my savings account stay flat while everyone else my age seemed to be moving forward. Meanwhile, my sister Vanessa bounced between ventures like a pinball. Photography business that lasted 4 months, maybe took 30 actual photos for paying clients. My parents bought her $3,000 in camera gear. A month after she quit, I saw the camera listed on Facebook Marketplace. Then she tried selling vintage clothes online. They funded her inventory with another $5,000. She bought a bunch of stuff from estate sales, posted maybe 20 items, sold 3. The rest is apparently still in their garage. After that came the lifestyle blog, wellness tips and morning routine content. Total views after 6 months? 47. I checked. My parents paid for a website designer and professional headshots. She posted twice, then decided it wasn't her passion. Every failed venture came with the same speech about finding herself and exploring her creativity. Every time, my parents nodded and opened their wallets. I once mentioned needing new tires and got a lecture about budgeting. Last Sunday, they invited me to dinner. Their tone on the phone had that excited edge that meant something big was coming. I showed up expecting maybe they'd sold the house or were planning some big trip. The dining room had balloons. There was champagne in an ice bucket. Vanessa sat at the table grinning next to her boyfriend Trent, who I'd met maybe twice. Big announcement. Vanessa's getting married. They're giving her $50,000 as a wedding gift. Dad explained the breakdown like he was presenting a business proposal. Destination ceremony in Sedona for 60 guests. Honeymoon in Bali, 2 weeks at a resort. Down payment on a condo because renting is throwing money away apparently. Mom actually teared up talking about how they'd been saving for this moment, how they wanted to give Vanessa the perfect start to her marriage, how family takes care of family during important milestones. Then Dad turned to me, set down his champagne glass, and looked at me like he was about to ask me to pass the salt. "We're hoping you'll contribute too. Maybe $20,000 or $25,000. You're doing well now, and it would mean a lot to your sister." The room went quiet. Vanessa was nodding like this was perfectly reasonable. Trent looked uncomfortable but stayed silent. I laughed, actually laughed out loud. "I just finished paying off debt from almost dying. You told me to figure it out." "That was different," Mom said quickly. "This is about family. This is about celebrating your sister's happiness." "Different how?" I asked. "I had $22,000 in medical debt from emergency surgery. You've got $50,000 for a party." Dad's face was getting red. "We're not going to discuss ancient history. The question is whether you're going to step up for your sister." I stood up slowly, pushing my chair back. It scraped against their hardwood floor. I looked at all 3 of them, at their expectant faces, at the balloons and champagne and cake they'd ordered from the expensive bakery downtown. "You're right. Family is supposed to help during important moments, like when someone's in a hospital bed, not 3 years later for a wedding." I walked out.